Hello there, I am M.K.Barty and welcome to my show today. Today I'm going to be talking about the current releases of coming from Atlus, uh, who have just released a bunch of websites and stuff like this that will be put in the description. Uh, yeah, a couple of the weird things about the games they have announced. At least it seems a little weird if you ignore what's happened to Atlus recently, which is they're releasing them on the PS3. Which it seems a little weird because it's of when they're gonna get launched, which is in 2014 in Japan. By this time, the Rory had been well into it, at least got a decent amount of time into the PS4, but it might come down to a couple of different things that might have caused this. Main one being what happened to him earlier this year. Um, I will The first link I'll be putting in the description is describing what happened to Atlus. For anyone who doesn't know, it's just my video that I did a few weeks ago. So yeah, look at that if you're not so sure. But it's a little weird if you don't consider. There's a little weird if you don't consider they've done this before with some of the games they have released, like Persona 4. They released that 2 years after the PS3 was launched on the PS2. So it's a little weird in some regards, but in others it's kind of expected of them. For and well, the game releases that they've chosen to do is I'll go through the entire list of the 4 games, which is Persona 5, which I am very happy about. There's Persona 4 Dancing All Night, and there is Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth, and Persona 4 the Ultimax Ultra Suplex Hold. Yeah, a lot of these games you can probably guess what they're about just by the names. But Persona 5, that's the first one. There will be links to the actual website where the actual information is, but most of it's in Japanese, and I will be showing a YouTube video from the Atlus Japanese channel, so you can have a look at least. Yeah, it's all we know about this game. It's coming to PS3, and it's getting launched in Japan in winter 2014. So not much information available for us to go on outside of the trailer, which all that really shows is let's see, what is it? For about up to it works its way up to 5 chairs with ball and chain on them, which isn't much information really. But I suspect that Bears did. It's going to do references to the other Persona games, but there's nothing going to be too much outside of links to that. So I don't know. So I don't know where it fits within the Persona universe as yet, which I'd like to know. But I do expect the Persona references from other games outside of the Personas themselves. So it'd be nice if they did that though. Actually brought in some characters from other games rather than just being sort of references in the background and visiting areas from other games. But we'll see what happens with that one. Then the next game I'm going to be talking about is the Persona 4 Dancing All Night. You might have guessed that it's a dancing game, but it's really a rhythm game with where you doing the button presses according to what you see on the screen, which makes sense given the fact it's getting released on a Vita in 2014. When in that year, I don't know. They haven't said. All we know is 2014. It could say in the website, but the only thing I can make out is 2014, and which and I don't speak Japanese or read Japanese, so I can't actually make out any dates. Could have easily been at the end of the video, which I didn't watch all the way through. Got through all the footage of the showing the game, but that's about it. But there are 3 characters available to use within this game. There is Risa, which was an obvious choice for it, given who she is in the game, and there is the main character from the Persona 4 series games, which is you, Namakame, which not really that surprising that they involve him, at least. And there's at least one new character in it, which I assume, at least, that they aren't aren't going to be putting her into any of the other games. So she's just a Persona 4 Thanks All Night only character at this, as far as I can tell. Yeah, so, like I say, all the links will be in the description below. So if you want to go and try and make heads or tails of it, you can. But anyway, next one is Persona Q: Shadow of the Labyrinth, which is a crossover game of Persona 3 and Persona 4. It's involving all characters from Persona M2 front games, with the only exception being Igor. And this does include the characters you're using. It does include Margaret and Elizabeth, and so that's nice. I told you if it's because it's an RPG. This one, it's exactly what style of RPG I'm not sure. But they've set up so that all the characters that in this game are in chibi form. So that was a kind of a. It's getting released on 3DS on the 5th of June 2014. So this is probably the only one that currently has an exact release date. So that was well, yeah, it does have 2 new characters available in the game itself. But whether they're actual playable characters or which I assume they were, you'll see in the video that I'll leave. It's just I'm not sure. I'm just questioning it. They probably will be the playable characters at best guess. I'm guessing big guess here of that brother and sister. So, and if that's true, that's a nice inclusion, at least, to see them do it, to add new characters to the franchises. But only time will tell exactly who they are and if they are actually playable characters. For all I know, they could easily be NPCs that you just interact with. Yeah, and the next game is Persona 4 Ultimax Ultra Super X Hold, which is coming out once again in 2014, but no more precise than that. On the PS3, this is the other one that is going out on the PS3. For me, it's not that big of a surprise to come out on that platform, on home console, and one generation behind. But yeah, it's a follow-up to the Persona 4 Ultimate Marikyu Arena. I think that's what it was called in most of the areas. But here it was just Persona 4 Arena. Yeah, there's not much to really say about it. Because I'm not sure, because it's right. Granted, I didn't actually get too far into the game, so I don't see any real differences between the first one and second one. But my guess is there probably are balance changes and different inclusions of characters, and maybe probably unlikely, but it's possible, and it might have continued on a storyline that was developing in that game, but I'm not sure because like I say, I haven't got too far into it. I only got through Yu Namakare's storyline and got most of the way with, I think it was Chie, I think, that or Yukiko, one of the two. So it's not much information for me to go on that one. So that's all I can really say about them. It's yeah, not it's some decent stuff and available. A decent amount of information available if you're able to look at free Japanese probably. But unfortunately I don't, so I can't really say much more than what I have. But yeah, it's like I say, I'll leave all the links in the description below, and yeah, thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you all next week. Hopefully there won't be nothing that will force me to, well, I won't say force me, but cause me to want to do a special episode like this and the last week's. So I'll be back to normal, about as normal as I make videos. So like I said, thank you for joining me. I'll see you all next week. Goodbye.